Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm here, and today we are talking about 7 money secrets I wish I knew sooner. The reason why I've chosen this topic is because if there's anything that can change your life, it's money. If you have more of it, you can do more with it. You can travel, you can eat better, you can buy things that make your life easier. It really can just open up a lot of doors. But unfortunately, we don't really grow up with much financial education. The way we learn about money is by watching TV, movies, our friends, our parents, people around us. And not all of these sources are giving us the right tools and knowledge when it comes to handling our finances. So here are some of the things that I wish I knew sooner. Number 1, you actually need to spend money to make money. One of the biggest mindsets that I've had to shift when it comes to money is the fact that you can't keep it all to yourself. You need to spend some of it in order to make more money. So one example would be like if you wanted to start an Etsy shop or an online business, you have to buy the supplies first before you can sell. Another example is if you want to invest in real estate, you have to buy the property first. If you want to flip a car, you have to buy the car first. All of these things require capital, which means you have to have savings, you have to have access to credit, you have to have some sort of line of funding that you can pull from. And until I understood that, I actually thought that having lots of money was a bad thing, because then you can't spend it on things that you want. So for me, I used to save every single dollar that I made. I never spent it on anything. I didn't even spend it on necessities sometimes. I would just save it all. And that really crippled me when it came to growing my wealth, because I couldn't use that money to buy assets that would then make me more money. Once I got that mindset shift, though, it opened up a whole new world for me. That's when I started investing in real estate. That is when I started flipping cars and buying other assets that have allowed me to generate more revenue. So if you're someone who doesn't want to spend their money, you might want to think again, because spending it on things that will make you more money is one of the best investments that you can make. Number 2, inflation is real. I remember the first time hearing about inflation and thinking, okay, that makes sense. Like, I can see how this is happening. Basically, what inflation is the decline of purchasing power of a given currency over time. It means that the value of money decreases while the prices of goods and services increase. So basically, the dollar that you have today won't be worth as much in 10 years. Now, I know this sounds like a very boring financial term, and it kind of is. But it's so important to understand this because it affects you in so many ways. No. 3. Don't be afraid to ask for help. There's a lot of pressure these days to seem like you have everything together and to be able to handle anything that gets thrown your way. And yeah, that's great. And if you can do that, that's awesome. But the truth is, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. There are so many benefits to asking for help when it comes to money. First, you may be able to save money by getting advice from someone who knows more than you do. Second, you'll avoid making costly mistakes. Someone else might have already made those mistakes, and they can help you avoid them. And third, it can give you a fresh perspective. Sometimes we're so close to our own problems that we can't see a way out, but someone else might be able to look at your situation objectively and come up with a solution that you hadn't thought of. Asking for help isn't always easy. It takes courage and vulnerability, but the rewards can be huge. So next time you're struggling with something related to money, don't be afraid to reach out for help. Talk to a trusted friend, family member, financial advisor, or mentor. Number 4, time is more valuable than money. They say that money can't buy happiness, but it can definitely buy you time. And that's something that I've realized over the past few years. Being strapped for cash can cause a lot of stress and anxiety. When you don't have enough money, it can feel like you're constantly scrambling to make ends meet. But when you have some extra money, it gives you the ability to relax and enjoy life a little bit more. It allows you to focus on the things that are truly important to you, rather than stressing about whether or not you'll be able to pay the bills on time. Of course, we all need money to survive, but it shouldn't consume our every waking moment. So if you find yourself constantly stressed about money, then it might be time to reassess your priorities. See if there are any areas where you could cut back or automate your finances so that you don't have to worry about them as much. Then use the extra time to pursue the things that bring you joy. This might mean taking up a hobby, spending more time with loved ones, or simply relaxing and enjoying life. Whatever it is, make sure it's something that makes you happy, because that's what life is all about. Number 5, stop comparing yourself to others. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen someone driving a nicer car, living in a bigger house, or wearing more expensive clothes, and thought, wow, I wish I had that. And while it's okay to aspire to have the things that other people have, it's not okay to compare yourself to them. Everyone's financial situation is different, and everyone has different goals. What might be considered wealthy to one person might not be considered wealthy to another. So when you compare yourself to others, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And also, when you compare yourself to others, you're taking away from your own happiness. You're focusing on what you don't have instead of what you do have. When you do this, you're not able to appreciate the things that you have in your own life. So stop comparing yourself to others and focus on being grateful for what you have. If you want to compare yourself to someone, then compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Are you better off today than you were yesterday? Are you further ahead in terms of your financial goals? Are you saving more money? Are you investing more money? Those are the things that you should be focusing on. Comparing yourself to others only sets you up for failure. So do yourself a favor and stop doing it. Number 6. Learn to say no. I know it's hard, especially if you're a people pleaser like me. But saying no is so important when it comes to managing your money. Let me explain. When you say yes to everything, you're essentially allowing other people to dictate how you spend your money. You might agree to buy rounds of drinks for your friends every time they invite you out. You might feel pressured to say yes to expensive dinners or vacations. But when you say yes to these things, you're essentially giving away your own money. You're letting other people decide how you spend it. But when you learn to say no, you're taking back control of your finances. You're making it clear that you're not willing to spend your money on things that don't align with your goals or values. Saying no doesn't mean you're being selfish. It doesn't mean you're ruining people's fun. It just means that you're prioritizing your own financial future. So practice saying no, especially when it comes to spending money. You might feel uncomfortable at first, but over time it'll become easier, and your wallet will thank you for it. And number 7, live below your means. I cannot emphasize how important this one is. Living below your means is one of the keys to financial success. It doesn't mean you have to be frugal and never treat yourself, but it does mean that you need to be aware of your spending habits and make sure they align with your financial goals. When you live below your means, you'll have more money left over to save and invest, which will eventually lead to financial freedom. Financial freedom is the ability to spend money the way you want to without worrying about being broke. It's the ability to say yes to opportunities because you know you have the financial stability to back it up. But most importantly, financial freedom gives you peace of mind. Knowing that you're in control of your finances gives you a sense of calm and confidence that's hard to beat. So if you want to achieve financial freedom, then start by living below your means. Track your spending, make a budget, and stick to it. And don't be afraid to say no to unnecessary expenses. It might not be easy at first, but the payoff is worth it. So, there you have it. 7 money secrets I wish I knew sooner. If you learned something new, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.